Hi, everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So, this story is a bit crazy, so a little bit of a trigger warning to some people because it might trigger some people. But first, let's get into the story.
So, y'all, I didn't know whether I wanted to voice this or tell anybody this story, the experience I went through the weekend, but I got to get it out, y'all. I got to get it out. So, I was invited to this cookout over the weekend. I drove like 2 hours to the cookout spot, and it was at a pastor's house. So I got there, meeting everybody, sitting around, blah blah blah, just talking and whatever. I knew some of the people that was there from the church because he travels from where he lives to the town I live in. So y'all, lo and behold, probably about an hour after I got there, I asked his wife where was the restroom. So y'all, I had trouble finding the restroom because their house is big, huge. So I went in to the house and I went down the hall. First door wasn't the restroom, second door wasn't the restroom. But anyway, I eventually found the restroom, and I assumed nobody was in there, in the restroom. Y'all, when I opened that door, the pastor was in there with another man. Yes, he was in there with another man. And when I say with another man, I mean exactly what I say. With another man. In the act. Yes, in the act. Y'all, let me tell you, I closed that door so fast and I ran out the house so fast. I couldn't get out the house fast enough because I was so scared and I was so shocked. So I distanced myself from the crowd because I was trying to sneak off and get in my car and bring my ass back home. Because damn that, I ain't trying to get into that shit. So I was trying to sneak to my car and get in there, and this girl kept calling me, Miss Carrie, I know you ain't leaving yet. And you ain't leaving yet. So I was like, no, I'm trying to get something out of my car. I was lying, right? I said, I'm trying to get something out of my car right quick. I'll be right back over there. And then I heard the pastor's wife. She told somebody, I'm going to just call this person Eric. She told another female, tell Eric, bring those corn from out the house so we can put them on the grill. Tell my son, bring the corn out the house. Tell Eric, yeah. So Eric brought the corn out of the house. Y'all, while Eric was the pastor's and first lady's son, y'all, my stomach got so balled up and I had to use the bathroom so bad because of the nerve in my stomach. Do y'all hear what I'm telling y'all? The man that I caught the pastor in the bathroom with was his son. How sick can a mother be? And I looked at his wife a long time. And then Eric looked at me. I don't know whether he saw me when I opened that bathroom door, but I know damn well the pastor saw me. Y'all, the pastor was in the bathroom with his own son. Yes, I caught them in the bathroom, in the act, with his own son. So when Eric brought the corn out and proceeded to start to put them on the grill, I knew it wouldn't be long before the pastor came out. Y'all, if I ain't never run so fast in my damn life, I ran my ass to my car and I got in my damn car and I haul ass. I didn't give a damn but nothing. I ran through the red lights, every damn thing, trying to get my ass away from that damn house and out of that damn town. Now, I don't know whether that's his biological son or what. Either or. If he's adopted or what. First lady still said, tell my son to bring the corn out. Bring the corns out. When he opened that damn door and bring them corn out, y'all, I thought I saw a damn ghost. I ain't gonna lie. But y'all, I ain't never drive so damn fast in my life. I drive so damn fast and I've been looking up in the rearview mirror thinking somebody been after me. But that's some sick shit. That's some sick shit. I'm telling you. You gotta watch these damn pastors. I ain't lying.
Now, some people are saying that she made up the story and that is a lie. She just came up with it and she's trying to make men of God look bad and the church look bad and so on and so forth. And others are like, this is why a lot of people don't come out when certain things happen in the church because there's always the church warriors standing up, defending these men of God. Now, let me know what you think. Do you think her story is a lie? Let me know in the comments. Now, people started doing a bit of digging to find out what the church is and so on and so forth. But she came out with another video talking about how the pastor's wife contacted her to take down the video, and she's saying that she's not taking it down. Others are asking about the age of the boy, and she said that the boy is an older guy, 38 or something like that. I'm going to insert some of the comments here so you can read it yourself. But this story is insane and it's got people talking. So first, let's get into what people had to say, and I'm going to come back and talk some more, but leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank you.
The pastor was in there with another man.
So I was like trying to scroll through the comments or whatever, trying to figure out what the church was, who the pastor was, the son or whatever, stepson, real son, whatever, and I couldn't find it. All I kept saying was some dude keeps saying that her story is fake, she's a content creator, this, that, and the third, she's trying to destroy the black church and blah 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 blah, right? I don't know if you guys ever watched or seen that story of the sister and the brother whose father was a pastor and he was molesting them and also pimping them out to other preachers that would travel in to come and preach and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I don't know why people act like this stuff don't really happen and this stuff don't be real, and this is why the pastors like that was destroying the black church. That's the reason why people don't like to go there, because half the time you can't trust them pastors. They always doing some grimy things. They molesting kids, they be DL, they be all this, that, and the third. Like, they decide that they want to be a pastor because they went to jail and try to change their life, and jail changed them and this, that, and the third. Don't nobody have time for that, okay? Don't nobody got time to be trying to vet a pastor when you trying to think about the Lord and trying to praise God or whatever you want to do, right? I will sit at home, I will meditate, I will talk to God, I will thank God, and all that from my house. I'm not doing that from the church, because people forget what the church is for anyway. The reason why everybody gives percentage to the church is to be able to help the community. Like, when you're in need, if you're behind on a bill, or if you need help or this, that, and the third, they don't even be having fun for that. They be using that for their own stuff, their own houses, their own bills. They don't be trying to look out for nobody. People be out here struggling. That's why we be out here struggling, because the church vibe been messed up. So this is just another thing that happened in the church. Why I don't go to church.
I just watched a story time of a woman on this app who was visiting a pastor in a pastor's house at a cookout, and she walked into the bathroom because she was looking for the bathroom. There's this big, beautiful house. She couldn't find it, but she found the bathroom. When she opened the door, she walked in on the pastor in the act with someone, a man, who later she found out was his son. Now, she didn't know whether it was his biological son or stepson. She just knew it was his son. We don't know if he was a victim in this case. We don't know. The one thing she did do, yes, she got the heck up out of there. She ran. What if the pastor's son was a child? I don't know if she later reported, but we have a problem. So I hope she sees this. I hope she contacts the police and they can file a report and investigate to see whether the pastor's son was a child. Even if he wasn't, it is important for them to investigate. Was this incest? Has this been going on for a long time? Not even what if the pastor's son was a child, but what if this has been going on for years and he's looking for someone to see, to help him escape, to figure out, to get out? What if he doesn't know? There are so many cases in which individuals who are SA'd by family members, intrafamilial sexual abuse, child sexual abuse, and it starts at a very young age in which they are groomed to believe that this is normal, this is love, this is, I love you, no one can love you like this. They are groomed by the pedophile, by the predator, to believe that this is normal behavior. There are children who are victims who are later never get out of the situation until they're much older, 20s, 30s, because they are conditioned or groomed to believe that this is normal. There are victims, child victims, who later go on to have their predators' children. See something, say something, because we don't know if this has been going on for years. We don't know if when this started that person was a child. We don't know if they're a child now. You have an obligation as a human being to report. Please, at least fundamental human beings. And you knew it was wrong. You knew it was wrong, which is why you tucked tail and ran. But let's turn back and think about that poor boy who was being harmed by his father. We don't know if it was consensual. Either way, we don't know. And it doesn't hurt to make a report. It was wrong. And I appreciate you saving yourself. And a lot of people do. They run from a situation like this. They save themselves, but they never look back at the child or the person that was being harmed. There are a lot of suspected cases of CSA, child sexual abuse, and people just turn a blind eye. They turn, oh, I'm saving myself. Get the heck up out of here. We can no longer do that. We cannot do it. We cannot do it. Please. Educate yourself, educate your children, tell, report, educate. That's all we can do.
And when you go watch that video real quick, you gonna see that she said when she opened that door, she found her pastor in the act with his son. It's the same shit as Strange Things About the Johnson. I'm already gonna assume a lot of y'all ain't seen that movie, but it is crazy. It's a short film on YouTube. Go look it up. What I really want to touch on is how many more signs do you need about the church? I don't know why y'all want to believe so bad that going to church and dealing with these pastors and being a Christian and all of that is the way. Throughout the generations, we've been slapped in the face with scandal after scandal after scandal with these pastors. You starting to find out that tithing was never money. They not reading them Bibles when they standing on them podiums. So y'all can forget that. Everything they teach you is to keep you in bondage. They all went to go get those 501c3s. And those are the rules and regulations when they obtain those things. It's a real reason why all the churchgoers, the faithful churchgoers, while they're standing here in the reality that we all should be having right now, and they're standing there clueless. Because in church, they're not learning about the collective. They're not learning about the celestial kingdom. They're not learning about the true name of God. They're not even taught the real God. They're not even taught about who the real God is. These churches may appear to throw charity events, and they may appear to care for the needy, but they really don't. It's all just to display evidence for the IRS when they collect their grant money. Have y'all seen the performances in church? Yeah, there's twerking and gyrating and big fat black pastors that's pretending to give birth to babies. My check. Church was supposed to be a place where things like fornication and infidelity should be frowned upon, right? Yet we stand here looking at some of this stuff that's been happening, and the loyalty of your marriage or your spouse isn't even safe on your arm when you walk into a church. Your children might not even be safe when you walk into a church. You done heard about these pastors and these deacons stealing, doing tax fraud. Then you got pastors extortioning and scamming the hell out of the congregations. Marvin Sapp, whatever the hell his name is. You can't forget about that little time where all them churches was just randomly burning down to the ground. But right on the street, they was all things to be done just to collect insurance money. Which would make sense to me, because if it's supposed to be God's house, like literally God's house, how can something like a fire or a hurricane take it down? It's God's house. Or is it? Oh yeah, did I already mention? These pastors and these priests won't keep their nasty hands off these kids. And all that collection money that y'all think y'all should be praised for and putting it in the church, do you not know like where it's going? Like, you know God don't need your money, right? And with that being said, who do you think is spending the money and benefiting the most off of it? Yes, all of y'all collection money goes to the lifestyle and the stability of the pastor. Oh yeah, and his little family. And that ain't even half of the issues that's really going on in the church. But since you now have that much, ask yourself this, and be for real. Why the hell are y'all still going to church? Because the truth is, he ain't in there, and he does not dwell there. So come out of there. He ain't in there. You're supposed to be learning that he is within you. So, again, with that being said, why are y'all still going to church? You just blowing smoke. You just playing in a house that don't belong to God.
Yeah, this right here, I lived it. And the reason why I say I lived it, my mom, she married a man that was over the usher board. He was the president of the choir. And for years, molested me. She married this man, and she didn't know what was going on. When I told her what was going on, which I talk about in the book, she didn't believe me initially. But thank God for the Holy Ghost. My mom, she kept saying, the Holy Ghost kept reminding her, your son is not lying. Eventually, she ended up, divorcing that man, and they went on their way. And if you read the book, you'll find out how I learned how to forgive as well. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not trying to dishonor that man, even though he dishonored me at that time, because I believe hurt people, and this is why we need to heal. See, the thing is, we keep on talking about mental illness, and we keep on talking about, people going through all these different things of trauma, but nobody's telling them how to heal that trauma. We got to stop making excuses for the trauma. The thing is, yeah, you went through it. You was a victim. Do you remain a victim? Absolutely not. Because see, the thing is, I'm victorious, one, because of God. Number two, because I was willing to do the work and still doing the work. Am I completely healed from the situation? No, but I'm healing from the situation. That's why people can't play me on this whole, oh, I think you're still gay stuff. You can't play me on that because I know I'm still healing. But I'm saying is, this young man and the pastor, this is why Eddie Lone's church is still thriving today, because church folk, and I'm gonna go keep it real with you, you won't even hold your people accountable. When stuff like that happen, they need to be actually exposed. Again, Ephesians 5:11 says that we do not take part of the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather we expose them. We got to stop covering stuff. Yeah, I understand that love covers a multitude of sin, but at the same time, there's consequences. And how dare you let a pastor, a bishop, apostle stand in the pulpit, I don't care if it's with a man or a woman, especially a child, still stand in that pulpit and preach the word of God, and you okay with it? Not only is he sick, you are too. And I said what I said, and I'm quite sure this video may get taken down, but at this point, I don't owe TikTok nothing. But I do owe people to tell them the truth so that they can be free. It's about being healed and being free. That's all I care about. Peace.
Another man.
I want to ask y'all a serious question, because I see people in the comments of this video saying, see, that's why I don't go to church. I believe in God, but I don't go to church. At some point, you gotta feel like God himself would be upset with people desecrating his name or desecrating his buildings or just even just blaspheming his existence. You like, this is the same person who supposedly destroyed the world with the flood because motherfuckers was doing gay shit in Sodom and Gomorrah. So you mean to tell me that the pastors, we all know, we talking about the Catholic priests and little boys, we talking about all this little shit that they be doing, all this shit that they get caught doing, and God don't do nothing? And God don't do nothing? Y'all say, well, they're gonna go to hell. Well, right now they going to Pound Town. Well, when are y'all gonna wake up and realize that religion is a farce? It's so much of a game that they do this in front of you. They put these people as the leaders. It's that much of a farce. And you still believe. You still believe God wouldn't stop this. He wouldn't stop this. I'm just asking. Do you believe that God would allow these things to happen? In his house, in his name, on his days? Do you?
My question is, why is it that when things like this come out, most of the times people are quick to go to the other side of not believing that it could be true? Is it because the person in question is a man of God? Or is it the person telling the story that you don't believe? Because I don't get it, okay? There's so many stories that we see online every single day, and people are quick to believe those stories. But whenever a man of God is in question, unless there's an evidence, a video of it or something, most people are quick to be like, oh, it's not true, it's a made-up story, and so on and so forth. You're destroying their name, you're destroying the family, and so on and so forth. And That is the reason why they are able to get away with some of these things for so long. I remember when the secret about the little Catholic boys came out, people were acting shocked. But if that little boy came to you and told you, you'll be one of the first ones to be in denial and be like, oh, you're making this thing up. He's a man of God. He's not going to do X, Y, and Z. And that's why they get away with it. Okay? And that's why they get away with it, because who is going to believe you? Nobody will believe you. You are probably tempting them, throwing yourself at them, wanting them, and so on and so forth. You cause them to commit sin. But most of these men of God, just a few months ago, there was this story I heard from this lady who was also talking about this pastor's wife who was getting ready on a Sunday morning to go to church, right? So she woke up early. She had an appointment with a hairdresser, but she got there and the salon was not open. So she had to come back home, only for her to come and catch her husband in bed with one of the boys that work in the church. Do you understand? So for me, stories like this, it's hard for me to believe it's not true. Yes, maybe she made it up. Maybe it's a story of a story, but the way she's talking about how this lady is calling her, it's hard for me to believe it's not true. And if she made it up, that does not mean that these things are not happening. They are happening all around us. You know, people are just quick to close their eyes to it because these men are men of God, and that is the problem. But hey, at the end of the day, they said that man is a grown man. A lot of people are asking, so how old was he when this started? How long has this been going on? And so on and so forth. I don't even know what to think of it. My mind is going all over the shop about this whole situation. Was he young when it started? But think that this man is a man of God. Like, you expect them to, have a certain standard. You expect them to not do certain things. But then here we are again. But anyway, I want to leave it here. You leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments, and I'll see you again in another video. Take care of yourselves and one another. Bye.